Love After Lockup, Season 6, Episode 6, Wife or Warden. It could be both, but let's talk about it, shall we? Oh, yes, we shall.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie. Thank you, subscribers to my nieces and nephews, and all of y'all who have been here through the long haul. Shall we get into it? Oh, yes, we shall. It's time for auntie advice. Sweet old. It's time for auntie advice. Oh, yeah. It's time for auntie advice. Sweet old auntie advice.
Well, welcome everybody, and I am Auntie of Auntie's Advice. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for hitting that subscribe button and joining this family. To all of my nieces, nephews, and my members who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. If I had to rate this episode of Love After Lockup, Season 6, Episode 8, Wife or Warden, I would rate this episode a 4 star. Let me know downtown in that comment section what you would rate this episode. Okay, now it was a lot going on. And it was just about everybody, right? I think only one couple was missing, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, we're going to get into it as we get into it, Auntie's Advice style. So the first couple that I want to talk about is Joey and Michael. And I was like, Joey is going to cause Michael to use. Now, last week we took a poll to see, whether or not, he was lying. The majority of you all believed that he was, and absolutely he was. And I thought that he was. Hello there, Sawade. Hello, Yazelle. Hey, Beverly. I want to make sure I shout out those members of Auntie's Advice. Y'all, we going to get ready and go live and talk about, right after this, we're going to go live in the membership, and we're going to talk about, excuse me, y'all, public service announcement. And we're going to talk about the guy that ran over the cop because his son was killed by another cop. I'm not sure if you all are familiar with that story, but we're going to go live and talk about that this evening, okay? So y'all make sure, members, that y'all have y'all notification bells on, because I really got some things that I need to say about that, and it is going to be contrary to popular opinion. Okay, so y'all just go ahead on and get ready and buckle up. Okay, because we're going to have a conversation downtown to the membership. But anyway, so Michael shows up and he is clean shaven. As I said, he was freshly showered. He said that he took a urine analysis and he failed. And so Joey was like, "Are you sure? Oh my God, whoop, whoop, whoop." And he said that he was just kidding. So they are on a field trip, if you will, to go over to meet Joey's family. Now, as we all know, Joey is very close to his family, and Michael is, semi close to his family, but he believed that the drug boys and all the people that he grew up on the crew, downtown in the street, the drug streets, that those are his peeps. So, he goes over to the family and he meets everybody and everything. And, the mother asks him, what is he going to do in order to stay off of drugs? And so, he's like, I don't know what to do at this. At this point, I think about him 24/7. It is what it is. And I mean, really, it is what it is with him. He has thought about it. Hey, Kimberly. Hey, boo. He has really given into the fact that eventually, hey, Flame Fred, hello there. he is giving into the fact that he is going to use. And so, the mother was kind of disappointed with what he had said, but it was absolutely the truth. Hey there, Tamika's Den. And so, the brother started preaching to him about, not getting back on drugs, and that, he really, their concern more so is with Joey, right? And so my whole thing, and there, but Joey is a grown man. Excuse me, y'all. Making his own decisions about what he's going to do with his life. If they so fucking concerned about Joey, right? Wrap him up in a blanket, bitch, hide him in a corner, do whatever you need to do. But you know what? This has been Joey's decision to be with this guy, and it just is what it is. And so, the brother is preaching and telling him he needs to get into some type of rehab program. And Michael is basically blowing it off. This is something that he's heard before, and he's not really for it. He goes out to the car. He calls his friend Spencer, and he tells Spencer that he was over the house and it was 5 times Joey. He cannot deal with Joey right now. And you know what? I really, frankly, don't blame him, because it is a lot, right? He already knows what he has to do and what he doesn't have to do. He believes that his friends are his family. And so he is not, into, what they're telling him. He's just blowing it all off. Eventually, he is going to use, and he's going to go back to jail, and it just is what it is. His mother, Joy's mom, said that she doesn't trust Michael, and she doesn't, particularly care for him. She was telling Joey, you got to live your life for you, and you can't, do the same thing I did with your dad, going through, the addiction that his father suffered. The mother said, she basically was putting her life on hold, and she basically sees him doing the same exact thing that she did with, with Joey's dad. And Joey is not listening, right? Because he's saying that he loved this man. But I don't even know whether or not Joey even knows what love is. I'm hoping that y'all can hear me. One of the members, give me a thumbs up if y'all can hear me. Let me go to the next couple. The next couple that I want to talk about is William and Courtney. Will and Courtney. And as we all know, last week, we figured that they had gotten married. I'm going to tell you, I got some of the smartest I got some of the smartest subscribers, nieces and nephews on YouTube, because we see past the bull crap, right? We've been looking at this. Thank you, y'all. We've been looking at this long enough to see past the bull. So of course, Courtney decides that she is going to marry Will. She says, I do. And it's only been, of course, as we all know, it's only been one day. And she met him the day before. She went to the halfway house. She got out the halfway house, met her mother at at the thrift store, got a dress, married Will, and now they have to drop the mother back off at the airport. And as they were driving to the airport, he had put, that just married, and some, look like white drinking cups or something on the back of the car. And while they were riding on their way to the airport to drop the mother off, he almost, had a little fender bender. And so when he had the fender bender, Courtney begins to tell her story about that she was with this guy. And the guy, got off on the off ramp and, had an accident and everything and ran from the car. And she said that, she was having gallons of, blood just coming down her face, seemingly. And, that scar that we have been seeing on her face that, kind of goes from here to here, it was a result of that. Her, she had broken her neck. Her, face was all, tore up from the floor up. They had to do stitches, of course, and all of that. And her mother had made a comment and was like, and then Courtney came out and did the same old right. And so Courtney was like, I'm sorry to her mother. Her mother has really gone through with her. They really don't have a great relationship. The mother is trying to be as supportive as she can be. Last week when we saw it on the episode, the mother was saying that, she really didn't have a good relationship with Courtney, and that Courtney has caused her a whole lot of tears and stuff like that. Maisie, please sit down. Excuse me, y'all. Pardon me, this is live. So anyway, they've had a bad relationship, and Courtney was like, I gotta really, try to mend my relationship with my mother and stuff like that. But I don't think that Courtney is sincere about doing it. So anyway, the mother said that she believed that jail has taught Courtney some things and that Courtney is going to get her life together. I don't agree with the mother at all. I think that this is wishful thinking. I think that the mother is probably accustomed to making excuses for Courtney and always trying to think the best of her child because that's what we do when we are parents. But I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think that Courtney has learned anything. And I'm going to tell y'all why I say that, right? So anyway, the mother said that, like I said, she's glad that she's with Will. But just a couple of weeks ago, you know what I'm saying, a couple of episodes ago, the mother was saying that she thought that this was too soon and that she really didn't know Will. And now the mother is saying this, right? So again, as I said, the mother is being extremely optimistic about it. And but I really don't know whether or not she really has true hopes that anything is going to happen between her and Courtney because Courtney hasn't learned anything. So anyway, Will is dropping her off and they're talking about, stopping and making love out in the rain. Neither one of them did it. He dropped her off at the halfway house and he gets home back to the hotel that he's calling home. Now, mind you, Will and Courtney have gotten married so that Courtney can avoid being arrested in Washington. I believe it's the state of Washington. She knows that she cannot go back there right now. And so, because she has an open warrant on her, she said, wow, they're not going to extradite her and stuff like that. As soon as her ass cross that border and they find out that she's there, then she's going to be arrested. The two of them have gotten married for convenience, right? Because if in order for her to stay where Will is, right, she has to be married to him. And the unfortunate thing is now his ass is stuck with her, like dead ass, he's stuck with her. So anyway, he drops her off. He comes back to the hotel and everything. And mind you, they've only known each other for a day. And so, he calls her, on the phone, and she sounded like she was drunker than a skunk. Now, she did not sound like to me that she was high off drugs, but she absolutely sounded like to me that she was drunk. And so, he didn't say anything to her at the time, right? Because of course, this is their wedding night or whatever. But I don't care whether or not it was my wedding or not. I would have checked her ass, right? And so anyway, he picks her up the next day and she's excited about seeing him, or at least the way that she's pretending that she's excited about seeing him. And so, he confronts her and tells her that, he was kind of thinking, that she was back on drugs. And honey, she turned that whole damn thing around on him and was like, if you thought and you suspected that I was on drugs, and you should have said something about it at that time. And he said, well, I didn't want to rock the boat or, fuck up our wedding day. And she was like, motherfucker, you did. So she said, you don't trust me? No, bitch, I don't trust you. You wasn't trustworthy with your mama. You wasn't trustworthy in your community. You're avoiding arrest. No, you're not a trustworthy motherfucker. And I called you. He said your voice sound different, and it did. We heard her, y'all. She sounded like she was slurring, and so much. And you gonna sit up there and try to turn this on me and make it seem like if I didn't say anything that it's not legit and I don't trust you, bitch. I don't trust you. You're not trustworthy. She's not trustworthy. Point blank into the motherfucking period. He backpedaling and all. I wouldn't have backpedaled off for nothing. I didn't see you sound like you was drunk. And then, now she's trying to make it about the girls downtown. He don't trust the girls. He don't trust me with the girls. It ain't got to do with it. When I called, you sound like you was drunk. And I'm sitting, I'm letting you know right now. And what? Was you or wasn't you? Did you have something to drink? Was you down there partying with the girls, celebrating your? I can see if she said that the girl had a little nipple or sip, right? And she was celebrating the fact that she had gotten married. That's legit. Okay, all right, damn it, we could do that. But what you're not gonna do is turn it around and make it seem like I did something wrong. And the thing about it, because of her reaction, he gonna keep having the side eye on her. As he should. I would have had a side eye on her ass too. Sit up there with that bull crap and go sit up there and try to turn that around on me. I'd be damn. Anyway, y'all, so the next thing that I want to talk about, the next couple I want to talk about is Bradley and whatever the girl name is. Now, we saw a couple of weeks ago, y'all, what's the bitch name? Let me look at the comments. What's the girl's name? That's Savannah. Bradley and Savannah. The last time we saw this little trifling ass couple, he had taken the car and left. She calls the sister. She trying to make it seem like it was an issue with him taking the car. But bitch, you didn't call the police. You didn't whoop his ass when he came back. You didn't do anything but lay up with the mother. Okay? Let's just go ahead on and keep it a buck 100 off this mother. So now Savannah is going with him because he wants to go and see an attorney, okay, to see whether or not he got a case against, the jail system. They're riding over there, and the first thing she brings up is you took the car. She said, I had this appointment with him. I said I was, y'all, I'm trying to be calm. She said, I had this appointment with him, and I said I was going to go. But he's taking something that my most prized possession or whatever, right? Now she wants to sit up there and talk about he stole the car. Then he should be locked up. You ain't doing nobody no favor. Because you are, in my opinion, the type of bitch that'll snitch as soon as you get mad enough and go back and backtrack some charges from 15 years ago. So he's sitting there and telling her you want to have control over everything. She acting like she don't want to go to the appointment, but I could have sworn that a couple of episodes ago, when the sister made a damn doctor's appointment for her, was it with the dentist, bitch? When the sister made an appointment, she was mad about that. So she's the type of chick you can't win from losing. Whatever you do, she just wants to complain about the bull. And see, this is the thing. Ain't nobody got time for that. So they going up in a camp and everything. She got some attitude, okay, about what happened weeks ago or whatever it was. He said, pipe that bullshit down because we getting ready to go up in here. So they go up in there and it's a sister. And I knew she was going to have her best. I knew she was going to have put her best foot forward, bitch. Because what you not going to do is play with sister girl. But sister girl read her anyway. She already knew she was coming up in there with some bad, phony ass energy. Okay. So, they get to talking about, what's going on and what he believes happened. And he said, they was tattoo checking him. And, the guy was peeping around the shower curtain and all that old kind of stuff when he was in the shower. And he just felt like, himself and other people, was being treated badly. And she was like, wait, whoa, bitch. Now they get a chance to check your tattoos. They could do whatever they want because it's not you're not even supposed to get like little fake tattoos like our old boy got. Okay, them little jail tattoos that you ain't earned really. You just got them on there because you suck, bitch. Anyway. So she was like, they could do that kind of stuff. And what I don't want you to do is get yourself caught up and you filing frivolous lawsuits. Because if you get to filing frivolous lawsuits, okay, you know, you ain't gonna be able to file nothing else, right? So she was like, you got, did you ever file a complaint against any of them? And then they retaliated or did something about it. And he was like, nah. She was like, was your civil rights violated up in that mother? Because if it wasn't, stand down, y'all. She said, but I'm gonna go through your paperwork and I'm gonna look at your paperwork and all of that kind of stuff, right? And so he was like, oh, okay, that's fair and everything. So the girl was like, okay, so, like, what's going on in this relationship? Because this bitch is sitting up in here with an attitude and I don't already peeped it, right? And what I want to know is what's going on. And he was like, basically, she a controlling. Ah, calm down. So, she was like, I could tell something going on and everything, and he was like, some things, where she always, bumping her gums and, woo, trying to control everything and all that. She was like, y'all need a break. That's what y'all need to do. You live with her ass, you need to move out. You be around her all the time, you need to hang around her less. Whatever you doing, you need to do less of it. You need to breathe, okay? Because she acting like she the warden up in this mother, okay? You a warden to him. He needs some damn freedom. Now, mind you, she ain't say nothing about it. She ain't say nothing about it in front of Sister Girl. She didn't check Sister Girl. She didn't say nothing. And she gets out in the car and talking about, is she a therapist or is she a counselor or whatever? Bitch, she is what she is. She called you out. She read the dog out of it, pinpointed you and everything, girl. And if you had something smart to say out your mouth, you should have said it in front of her. You should have asked her what her credentials is. Because one thing a sister gonna do, honey, she gonna roll out a scroll of credentials that she got. The fuck is going on here? Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. Shout out to the young lady that I met today, that I saw today downtown to the Wegmans. Shout out to you, sis. Sis would have pulled her credentials out on that so daggone fast and checked the out of her. But you get in the car and you want to talk that trash. And Bradley is basically done with it. He tired of her running her mouth, complaining about everything. And she was like, I mean, if you don't want to be with me, I don't want to be with nobody that don't want to be with me. You should have figured that shit out when you was in jail. The way that he didn't want to pay for your BBL, the way that he didn't give a fuck about what tattoo you put on. Y'all excuse my language. Because they got me lost and turned out. Now, y'all, some of y'all said y'all like these long videos. Y'all better watch this long video. I mean, I could just take it, drop you off. He said, I could do better than that. I'll drop my goddamn self off over at my father's house. She wasn't expecting him to come out of his trick bag and say that. He got out that car and was like, kiss my whole ass. And then after that, next thing you know, she calling the sister with the bullshit. Now you calling because you heard your brother. I dropped your brother off after your brother went to the father house and that. The girl's sister said, girl, child, it sound like he left you. When he didn't get his Xbox, well, bitch, evidently he don't give a fuck about it. He just wanted to get away from you. Then she told me, I need to run him over with a car. The sister said, and then I'm going to fuck you up. How about that? How about I be looking for you? Okay? Don't be stupid. I thought you didn't care. I thought you was going to drop him off. The lady done already told them, you need to get away. You acting like a warden to the man. But no, you don't get that. And I wish you had said something to Sister Girl. I wish you didn't had her. Because I would have loved to see her drag the dog dude up out of your ass. Y'all, I'm hyped up in the, I'm hyped up. I gotta calm down, okay? And I ain't gonna be able to calm down because Brooklyn ain't. And y'all can go back and tell Brooklyn. Matter of fact, make sure you post it on TikTok. You post this everywhere you can on a streaming platform you can. Because this is one trifling, ugly. First of all, we see her taking care of the baby. I don't know whether or not it was time for the baby to go to school or where the baby was going, but she was doing the baby here, and it was apparent that this mother was in the bathroom. Now, kid, we wants to interview. Auntie, don't go off! Don't you go off! Don't you go off! See, that's what happened when I be doing them back to back to that shit be piling up on my ass. Now we interviewing a little girl. Let me tell you about people. Let me tell you about my best friend. What the do your little know about? Hold on, y'all. I knew my daughter was gonna call me soon. I knew my daughter was gonna call me while I was live. So prepare if she anywhere near the house for the dogs to be barking. All right, this live, it's ghetto, it's whatever you want it to be today, honey. Because okay, Auntie's on the road, and we about to drag these months. Okay, y'all ready? Down in the comment section, let's get the dragging. Now we interviewing a little girl. She wants to tell us about her best friend and how he helping her read and he helping her do this and he helping her do that. And her mother, her trifling, stanky, nasty ass, sends the little girl to a bathroom, to a motherfucking bed. Where's Tamika's dead? Is she downtown in the comment section? She sends this little girl down the hallway, knocking on the door. Suppose he had it came out, thinking it was her. Trying to be a little romantic, freaky, whatever it was. First of all, last week she had the motherfucker in the bed. Now this week you sending her to a bathroom to say my mama said, is you finished? Can a motherfucker wipe his earth? You don't send no kids down no hallway to any man. Then he come out and he got shorts on. Asking for pants. When I tell you that I was living, motherfucker, when you go in there, I got a girl child in my house. When you come out that bathroom, bitch, you fully clothed with a girdle around your. When you come out of there, you come out of there fully clothed. And I might need you to start wearing a jock strap around this mother. You don't come out with nothing slinging, tinging, or singing. We don't need no microphone check or microphone slip. We don't need nothing to happen in this month. Don't you ever come out of here with no daggone shorts on. And now fully clothed. Matter of fact, Brooklyn, why would you sit? See, your brother, he wants to read Brian, but what he need to be doing with his chiclet ass teeth is reading you. Because you are the one that's stupid as fuck. What you saying, Bella? It's long. Let me see what you saying. Hold on, Bella. Let me breathe. Bella, let me breathe. God. Auntie, I was hoping you'd cover this part about the baby girl. Is she slow? She's desperate for a man. A man in prison spoke about women like her and kids desperate for love and pain. I swear the women on these shows are the epitome of desperate. They will expose their children and put them in possible danger for some dinger. The little girl sitting up there talking about he is kind, he is smart, he is intelligent, and I love him. That little girl is exposed to this man who don't give a fuck about her uncle, her daddy, or her mama. And instead of her concentrating on everything he doing, how about we wash some walls around that motherfucker? Then, hey, Doc, then we sit up there, and now he can go out with his friend. He don't want to hear nothing out her mouth. Do you need some money or something? He said, no, I don't need no money. My mom and my daddy give me money. I said, you trifling bitch. Both of them. Where is Andre or Steven or whatever the fuck his name was? Is he going to come in and introduce himself? He said, no, for what? I got places to go, things to see. BBLs to look at out that mother. I'm free at last, free at last. I finally got me a ride about this camp. Well, I just want to know whether or not he's hanging with somebody that's going to keep him out of jail. Bitch, his friend need to be worrying about whether Brian is going to make him go to jail. Brian is the motherfucking thief around this bitch, and he's going to a shopping store. So if anybody ought to be concerned, it ought to be his motherfucking friend. He's a thief that spent 6 years in jail. What are we talking about here? So he goes out to the car. He told the dude gonna blow the horn. Dude out there blowing the horn, and this trifling, stinky, nasty, ain't washed her Irish bitch walks out the door, scarf looking, rough looking. I mean, her kitchen, that scarf, that outfit, like her whole setup, just looking just as it can be. She don't care none about how she look and where she is looking at it at. She don't give a damn. She came out that piece looking like Harriet Tubman. No shade to Harriet Tubman, but bitch, she was looking like a whole slave. And I know dude was like, Brian, man, you could do better than this. I know goddamn well you could do better than this. Excuse me, how you doing? Roll the window down. Anytime you gotta do that, you out your lane, boo. You's a lady. You're a lady. If dude don't want to come in the house, you know how to handle him. If Brian don't think it's important for him to come in the house, then you know how to handle him. That's like going out with your dude and your dude don't open the door. If you don't open the door and I got to tell you to open up the door, wrong man. Ain't no, I got to teach you how to, mother, please. Dude roll the window down. I just got some rules. I got a couple of rules. I got something. If you don't get your big face, first of all, no girls. No girls. We ain't doing none of that. No girls. If I was Brian and his friend, I would have been like, girls, check. That's number one on the list. No girls. Number two, had him back here at 3 o'clock. Dude was like, I don't know what y'all got going on, but leave that shit in. Leave that in your house. I'm hanging with my home piece. I'm irresponsible. Then I'm gonna make sure that he see all the BBLs and all of the breast implants that he can on this. He gonna see every little thigh and every little. Just because you said something. Just because you said something. Because men don't like their friends having bossy girlfriends. So even if he didn't have a bad intent, which I believe he did, he had bad intents when he came. But you ain't do nothing but let him know he in the right area. She was out there bumping her gums. He said, Bron said, man, I told you don't come out here. I just wanted to meet him. The next thing you know, that window was electronically rolling up like a. He had to crank the crank on that. He was like, bzz, 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 bzz. Don't roll up the window. Then she goes around the car because she ain't had enough. And then Brian got to roll up his. Did you even check in? No, you go check in. You and Bestie. How about since you got Bestie running and knocking on the bathroom door, how about you have Bestie check in for him? Since you got your daughter all out there, oh, that's right, you drop Bestie off somewhere. But next time, get Bestie to do it. Since you don't mind putting your daughter out there with these big. And we wonder why. And we wonder why these kids, we hear stuff over and over and over about people doing stuff with children. We wonder why. Because we got desperate, dirty women like her. So the friend is in the car, he ain't up to no good. He didn't even know how long Brian was in jail. He had to ask him, how long you serve? Where they get this friend? Rent a friend? Rent a mother? Because they sure didn't act like they really knew each other. They really was bunking. He probably was calling around for production to try to find somebody to fake ass like they his friend. Because dude ain't really know nothing about him. He said, y'all want a baby? Y'all trying to have a baby? He said, yeah. And dude out there sabotaging. That ain't no friend. That ain't a friend. He told my man, we in the era of the BBLs. You think you want her till you see something better. True. But you ain't gonna tell me that dude ain't a renter friend. Then next thing you know, she calling. He got such little respect for her that he basically tell her off in front of his friend. You disrespectful mother. And this is Bestie? This who you want your daughter calling Bestie? Laying in the bed having conversations about him, with him about his life, his liberty, and why he didn't have the pursuit of happiness for 6 motherfucking years, and now you got her knocking on bedroom doors. Is she cooking breakfast in the morning, bitch? Or making him a sandwich for lunch with tater chips in a sipper? I gotta calm. Oh my God. Let me get off this girl because y'all, I got some stuff that I really want to say, and I think I need to think it and don't say it. And we need to get in the membership, and I really need to go off on this month right here because I'm gonna tell you, y'all make sure she see this review. Y'all got the power to put this on TikTok, take a snip, a remix of this, and put this out there on social media so Brooklyn can see this. These kids is getting so up that they ain't even making enough milk carton boxes to put their faces on. It ain't enough milk carton boxes in the world for the stuff that these black women is doing with these kids. In a membership tomorrow, we gonna talk about the bitch that's out there on TikTok with 6 goddamn kids and she pregnant. And people making excuses for her. We're gonna talk about her too. We about to blow the membership up. Talking about these mother. And I'm probably gonna be releasing them out here a couple of days afterward. Cause I'm gonna tell you right now, I really ain't got time to be doing that old 90-day fiance bullcrap and fucking Gypsy Rose and all of that. Now I am gonna talk about Amy, okay? But some of this stuff, I'm supposed to be doing trending news and what the fuck is going on in this daggone world. Because she's sitting up here with her daughter calling this motherfucker Basti. Let me get off of her because I'm ready to cuss her the fuck out. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I'm trying to tell you, it's taking everything I got not to go off on this month. Kiana and Dumdrick. Okay? Kiana and Dumdrick. Kiana and Dumdrick. That's his name from now on. It ain't Dumdrick. It's Dumdrick. The Dumdrick. Mother. Thank you so much, Janella, for becoming a member. Welcome to the family. Oh my God. Welcome, Candace. Welcome, Candace, to the membership. Welcome to the family. But I could have sworn I saw your face before. Hey, dog, thank you so much for being a member, honey. We about to light the motherfucking membership up. Because we're going to talk about some stuff, some real stuff. I'm sick. I'm sick of the phony. Y'all welcome them, please, to the membership. Welcome Candace F. and Janella Marie. So now we see them getting up on a good getting up morning. He talk about he, feeling Kiana, but really he feeling the other one too. And I'm gonna say that week after week because he ain't playing with me. He ain't faking me out. Cause see, I don't have time to be faked out. I just don't. So she says that they gonna go and paint cake, do cakes. So they go down to the thing. She all unprofessional. Hey, ain't introduced the woman's building. Ain't make sure they did a picture of the building. She should have shouted the woman's daggone thing out. We don't even know where the fucking place at. What's the name of the lady's thing? But anyway, she came on over there. They start making their cake, and now they talk. He talking the bullshit. He got the ring from his father, so the two of them making cakes. And she like, we gotta work on this because I just thought that what you did was girl. If you took him back and you laid up in the bed with him, if you took a shower in your little cheap little girl, it ain't no need of talking about the bullshit no more. And that's on everything. Thank you, Giselle. Giselle said, read them, auntie. They get on my list. What the fuck is really going on here? She down there with him making cakes. and talking about how she don't trust him. Then what the are you with him for? And every episode, bitch, we got to hear that he cheated on her with the baby mother. We've already established that. But you still with them. He giving her promises, and he know he giving her promises. They make their little cake, and they go outside, and he put the wedding ring on it and said that it was Big Mama's ring. The daddy had the ring, and now the daddy then gave it to him. So this supposed to be like an heirloom. What this supposed to be? He said this a promise ring. I was getting promise rings in junior high school. We grown. Either you proposing and we get married, or it is a no. Which one is it? But the thing about it, he got that other woman on his mind. Fuck out of here with this. Last but not, let me tell you something. When they did the opening scene with them laying on those burgundy sheets, I was so glad they wasn't white. Because in my opinion, both of them look dirty. Now, I've heard some people say that he a good looking boy. No, he's not. He just light skinned. This bitch be talking and his eyes be stretching like Big Bird. He look like Big Bird. Only thing about it is that Big Bird's hair is up and his is down. He looks like a clown. And the more he opened up his mouth, the less attractive he is. Because a motherfucker that's broke down, busted, and disgusted, ain't can't be trusted, ain't got on for him, is not attractive. I don't care how light skinned. I don't care if he was light skinned with blue eyes. Light don't make him right. And I don't think that he is attractive. I think he's a goofy mother. And that's the thing about it. A dog's, you know what? We ain't even gonna go. We not going. So we see them laying kikiing up in bed. They get up out of bed. He in the kitchen. If I don't fix you a bowl of cereal, don't you touch nothing in this house. But see, that's why. So she in the kitchen and she talking about some. So what's going on with that job? What job? That delivery job. Oh, I was a delivery boy. I can't keep no job. Then he goes outside and says he used to work at what? Jack in the Box, Taco Bell, bitch, KFC, Burger King, McDonald's when he was 13. You mean to tell me that this uh, had his first and last job at 13? And now he's my baby daddy? You mean to tell me she had what, CNA? A nurse practitioner, whatever she is, and she won a month that was working when he was 13, and now he thinks that he is going to sell a record When was the last time somebody had a record? This month is back there with 8-track tapes and 45s. Any of y'all that's my age, you know what a 45 is. People are collecting albums. They don't make records. When was the last time you saw a legit record player, you dumb mother? And then you got the audacity, the mitigator gold, talking about you want a diamond record, a diamond song, and you want to be in the same line as Jay-Z? Jay-Z ought to sue his ass just for saying his name. He's talking about, I can't keep a job. You know, when you get that fast money, that's all you want. This girl sitting up in there with a motherfucking bullet board. Bullet, bitch, bitch. She's sitting up there with a board up there with every bill this bitch got. This look like an outline for a best-selling book. She got that on the wall and told me I'm worrying about paying my bills. But still, and yet you bring him in there and then you don't make this. And then he gonna sit up there and talk about his pull-out game. He ain't had no pull-out game because the girl pregnant. He can't even do that right. With her beard and mustache. I said, if you don't go in there and get you the biggest Gillette razor that you can find in the god Walmart, go on Amazon and get a lawnmower and get up all of that beardy you got up there. Get that mustache off of there and that beard. She's sitting up there compromising with a 13-year-old boy. His life started and stopped at 13. And he's saying that he can't hold no job. Women, what the fuck is wrong with us? I'm sorry, what? I'll be back. I'm going to the studio. To do what? Wipe the walls? Vacuum the carpet? Sanitize the studio equipment? Wipe down a microphone? You're not talented, Julius. And you will never be a Jay-Z because you still calling it a record. You don't even understand where we are. You behind the times like a mother. And then he got the nerve to kiss her and take her motherfucking car. When did he get his license? When he was in jail? So you know he probably riding dirty. When did he get his license? He been locked up since he was what? Do he got a license? Did he renew the month? So I look at Alexis and say, Alexis ain't nothing but some trash herself. Because trash begets trash. You mean to tell me her self-esteem? Now, I saw the mustache, but her self-esteem is set up so low that Julius would be the prize? Because ain't that what he said he is? He's the catch. You're going to catch these hands. That's what you're going to do. You're going to catch these hands. And I'm going to make sure I got every spiky ring on I got in my jewelry case. So as soon as I hit you, I'm puncturing something. You know what? Help me, help me, help me, help me. Calm down, Auntie. He out there in the street, her girlfriend called. You still nauseous? What you doing? Julia said he at the studio, but I don't know. Now she's outside in the middle of the night putting a daggone tracker on her own car. Talking about I can do it because it's my car. If it's your car, you ain't gotta make no excuse why you got a tracker on it. Since he don't want to share his location, I'ma put a tracker on my car. It's my car. Girl, it ain't your car. That's Julia's car. Don't get it twisted. You was taking care of a baby. If this man can't treat his own mama and his sister right, he'll never treat you right. Because he don't even like his mother and his sister. He don't like none of them. And Ashley's dumbass one. The dumbest one of them all, the goofy, the weird girl, is the smart girl. Her girlfriend comes over. She take a pregnancy test. She's pregnant. Now we all know she had the baby. I don't know if she had a girl, she had a boy. I don't know what she had. I ain't been watching it. I don't give a damn. And she's saying that I am going to have this baby because it will be someone who will love me unconditionally. Honey, let me tell you something. That ain't always true. That baby may grow up to resent you. You don't know. You let's just hope you do the best thing for the baby because right now you ain't doing the best thing for yourself. She looking and her girlfriend looking. Julius ain't at the studio. So they in the car, the girlfriend burling down the street, and she ride up on him. He at the grocery store with bitches coming out the car like clowns. Y'all hit them thumbs up. Ray Della said, get them likes up. It's 1,100 people in here. I don't know what the likes are, but get them up because that lets YouTube know y'all like what I'm doing over here, okay? I can't even blame Julius because if you got a lemon, squeeze it. Make every lemon tart, lemonade, whatever you can make it. Squeeze the out of Alexis. I ain't even mad at him. I ain't even mad. But I'm going to tell you, this dude is stuck. He is a perpetual 16 years old. He will never not be 16. Because as long as he gets with these women who enable him to be ignorant and stupid and dumb and not contribute to the household and to make him think that he is above, this bitch think that he is above a delivery driver, good. Because I'll never have him DoorDash nothing to my house. That's why I gotta make this fast money. Well, I hope you getting monetized on TikTok. Because I'm gonna tell you, Julius, ain't nobody gonna keep you famous. Ain't nobody gonna keep you all up in the news, but according to Amber. Because outside of that, we ain't gonna give a. I know I'm not. According to Amber, do her job and she do her job well. She'll keep hope alive. But after a while, you're gonna be like everybody else. You're gonna fizzle out and we ain't gonna give a damn. We just waiting for, according to Amber, to do a video that says Julius locked back up. That's what we waiting on. Because it is what it is out here in the street. Y'all, did I get everybody? Let me make sure I got everybody. Did I get everybody? Let me see. We ain't have Brooke and JK. Good, child. At least they gave us a week of them. Did I get everybody? I think I got everybody. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all so much for being here. I truly appreciate you. Welcome, Janella and Candace to the membership. Okay, I'm gonna take a break and then we're gonna be back, members, because we're gonna talk about this daggone man that went and sat up here and ran over this daggone police officer who ain't had nothing to do with it. This deadbeat ass father, his son messed around and got killed by the police. Okay, and the motherfucker had a gun, and then the father looked at the daggone footage on the tape, and he gonna go out there and run over an innocent cop, thinking eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, and it don't make a difference. You take my son life, and I'm gonna take one of yours. But I'm saying, where the fuck was he at? And why did his son feel like he could be laying up and sitting up in a stolen car? Y'all, we don't talk about this tonight, okay? Because like I said, I got an unpopular opinion. And yes, I'm going to be cussing like I don't know what, because we're going to be in the membership. But anyway, I love y'all. Thank you so much, Ray Della, for moderating. And until next time, y'all be safe out there in those streets, okay? Please be safe out there in those streets and be safe out there in the water. Bye, y'all.